Yeah,
so Mirage is our next map. That's where we're going to be going into this one. We still have G2 up against Cloud9 to come up as our next match. But we'll see if it's going to be coming up sooner or later, as it all comes down to Fnatic here to keep their hopes alive and take it on to Overpass.
Yeah, this is still a decent map for Heroic, but a lot of their victories come against, I would say, lesser opponents. And when they come up against some of the top-tier teams, it does seem like they have a bit of a harder time. So we're going to get to see if Fnatic can now rise to the occasion. It is going to be the T-side start from them. And what has just happened? We couldn't show that on screen because it was too brutal. And while NATO now knows where the remaining 2 players are, he has some support to fight it as well. Just going to be leaning in, will be able to trade the kill onto Blame, although Stown will go down. Freiburg already pushing, and they do not expect him to be there. Strong start from Heroic. It will be 1-0, and I'll be honest, so far, T-sides from Fnatic, I haven't actually seen too much. Obviously, the CT side of Nuke was fairly poor, but I always expect them to have a good CT side no matter the state of the team when it comes to Mirage.
Yeah, but the question comes into, at what state are they going to come into that CT half that they have to kind of fight with? I mean, on Nuke, didn't really work well, 13-2, or sorry, 12-3 scoreline at the end of that first half with Heroic on the T side. But if they switch to CT with Heroic having like a 10-round lead, or just 10 rounds in general from their first half, I really wonder if Fnatic's going to continue their pace, be able to continue a chance to play in front of the crowd. I mean, we still have G2 who are trying to fight for the chance to play in France, in front of their friends, family, and fans. But Fnatic going to be going for the full safe. You're not able really to get much done. Blame F, by the way, last round, just demolishing them in the pistol. He's been really consistent with pistols, I'd say.
Yeah, he's been having like high fragging games, and that's like sort of extra special considering he's also someone who's been in-game leading the team as well. So it has multiple inputs for Heroic and a really big integral part of the team. And you have to remember that in terms of people they've been bringing in and the changes they've been making, Heroic, I think, have been making some like fantastic decisions of who they've actually brought in, and not all of them like easy ones either. Like switching out Mertz for NATO. Mertz is someone who's been deemed like, well, he's been up and coming for ages.
Do it.
Oh,
do it.
Oh, no.
Do it. Do it.
He's gonna get the one behind. That is fantastic. JW makes the decision to switch who he's going for. That could be an AWP for him in the next round as well, so that is a big deal. We do normally see Twist on this. Oh, Stan's gonna get revenge. Oh, I love it.
See, now I understand why JW hit me up for a key to World of Warcraft Classic, because he really wants to play Rogue to backstab some people.
God. I don't play that game.
Well, he actually did. He did actually message me asking. He's like, "You used to play cast Overwatch?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can you get me a key?" I'm like, "Probably not." But clearly he wants to play Rogue because that was a fantastic backside coming through. Ignoring the guy on stairs, says, "What's up to the guy connector?" And by the way, not to just toot his horn too much. I did definitely want to use a different phrase. Now, Safix did finish plus 13 on Nuke, 23-10. Just FYI, with a 1.63 rating. Even though we're talking about Freiburg quite a bit, he had an amazing game as well. But now Fnatic on the buy up here. No AWP picked up for JW. Now to Safix, speaking of the man, able to get one. And S-Tag both able to trade out a kill apiece here. So now down to a 3-on-3. Blame F trying to use that little gap in the smoke to spot out a player. Rotate coming in from CT Spawn's gonna be Freiburg. Brolin's on low HP, switches over to the AWP and gets domesticated? Decimated, I don't know what's going with that, by Twist. I mean, I guess he did. She got told, hit in the face and the nose with the newspaper saying, no. I think I was trying to say 2 words at once and then it just sounded like domesticated.
Demolished and devastated?
Probably.
Either way, I like it. I like it. You should use that word more. Stown has been managed retrieving him. I don't think he knows JW's still here, although he does peek in the right direction. It doesn't matter in the end. JW finds the kill. Brolin's low, but JW holding with an AWP, and Fnatic definitely looked like there were moments in that round that could have turned it, but they do take it home with 3 players surviving. Another CT side might actually have to go for, well, just a save. Like, Stown's still going to have reduced cash into the next round anyway, but the rest of the team would get a much better buy. They're actually going to risk it, maybe just because the youngster won't be able to buy.
I thought we were playing Fortnite right there. I just got really motion sick by that camera angle going in. Oh, jeez. But yeah, I mean, we talked about JW with the knife, right? He's potentially able to get an op. Well, he doesn't, and gets it in the next round, actually. But just by picking it up and not having to buy it himself, he gets to save the extra money in his pocket. We're going to be giving that over to Twist now. And S-Tag is able to pick up the Scout, but the Scout is not going to be able to compete up against the AWP unless you can hit that patented headshot. Freiburg's going to, oh my, domesticated again. This time by Brolin.
Yeah, Brolin's had a good start to this game. Two entry kills into the last.
Let's think about this. Freiburg on Nuke on T side was like popping off. And with them already able to put some good control against him so far in this map, that's a good sign for Fnatic to take it to a third.
Yeah, it's early days. It's early days. It's hard to say. Like, it does definitely help a lot of the time when a player gets off to a strong start. They can just keep that rolling. It's down, well placed. That's a gun into his hands as well. He'll be able to retrieve that SG. Twist is waiting, but opts to fall off the angle, especially now that they have this free road onto the B side. They spotted the aggressor of Stown. This is actually a smart play from the Swedes, realizing how far he'd gone, although the aggression there when the round isn't actually over, the bomb's only just been planted. There's still an opportunity here for the CT side. You do have to wonder whether they're just going to consider a save. S-Tag pushes in, but it's Brolin again doing a lot of the damage. And now that NATO's also found an AK, I think they are just going to make the active decision just to hold on to their weaponry. They'll have a much better chance of stealing away the next round rather than trying to retake B with no kit.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the no kit is definitely the key part here. But still, I mean, that puts them really in a nice place coming into the next round. Having an SG and an AK. Even a Deagle to donate over for Stavin, over to a teammate. Maybe over to Freiburg. Either way, it's going to be tying things up now at 2 apiece. Let's see what they do go with. Obviously, not a lot of money to spend. But again, we've seen teams do more with less. Maybe some mid-aggression, supported by S-Tag. Maybe try to recover a couple extra weapons for their side, allow Freiburg maybe to sit back and NATO as well to give some support. Or maybe just kind of play out more of a standard kind of style here. I'm going to send 2 players in towards middle. They're not going to go for any sort of push. Blame. For some reason, I thought he was going to hit that shot.
And instead is Brolin again, off to another flying start. 2 kills for him. He's just been fantastic since getting a gun in his hand. NATO looking to try and re-aggress, but Brolin's going to wait on the edge of the smoke. Will he expect NATO to be this close? No, he won't. That's 1, but quick trade from Twist, and an important one at that. All the guns now disappeared, and Freiburg, he may be jump spotting for JW, but he's got nothing to fight back with. His teammate in the same scenario, and you can see the bomb already starting to rotate in the other direction. I think JW should finish this round before they even get a chance to get the bomb down. He's actually taking his time, but, well, there you go. 3 and 2. Fnatic into the lead. I'm liking it for JW. I've always enjoyed that sort of like trying to irritate your opponents. We saw Bubsky actually doing that quite a bit in the games for Tricked, except you're going to hate me for this. He was doing it with an XM. I love how every point I've brought up today, I seem to just lean back to the XM. And the worst thing is, I'm not even doing it intentionally. It's like it's just stuck in the back of my mind. The best of my mind. Ooh, there we go.
I don't even know what to say off that. I guess I had to let you slip away with the 1 after I talked about domesticating Freiburg. Still don't know where that came from, really. But we're going to get the equal trade here of 1 for 1. And, of course, just to talk about Crim's going to take down NATO. Solo and Blame's going to respawn on a Crim. So at least able to trade out kills, keep things equal between the 2 teams. However, the bomb is still down, actually, back towards T-spawn. And Freiburg has a chance, if he continues on this path, to spot it out or potentially here exist running in this direction. In the meantime, Blamef's going to be pushing T-spawn on top of this. If he continues on his route, he's going to see Exist going for the bomb. And if he can get this kill into Exist, then he can actually shut down any sort of chance for Fnatic to take this round. He's going to spot him out, but it doesn't matter. Exist and take the head clean off of his shoulders. And Stavin, the young superstar here for Heroic, is going up against the 2 players of Fnatic. Is he going to be given an angle on Twist?
Oh, I think he's gambled wrong. They're going to go back towards the A side, and he's heading around into B, so not got the right lead in this scenario. It does have a kit and a smoke if he really wanted to go for this in the end. But not hearing anybody running on towards that B site, he'll at least finally find out. The only real advantage he has is he now has the chance to actually come in flanking them. The problem, though, is whether or not they'll hear him running. I don't think they will. He's going to be all the way around. This is actually perfect. He has the chance to catch out Twist. That'll be the bomb.
If he can get the bomb down somehow with 8 seconds left. If he gets this...
Oh, no, it's on default. He's not going to be able to stop them, but he will be able to come in right on the flank. They're not going to expect him. He'll spot out the first. The trade's not going to be there for Twist. And he now knows exactly where his opponent's standing. It's down. We'll clutch it out. Another round that shouldn't have been that we've seen in this series. And it is this young man.
He's looking for the AWP.
I think it's somewhere in mid.
It's actually in T-spawn, where you throw smokes over. They no, not that one. That right there.
There you go. Thanks, Bastian.
That's not an XM. That's an AWP.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Well, Heroic off the back of a Heroic play out of stop and able to take things back to 3 apiece.
Yeah, the problem is now is whether or not they can actually hold on to this. 2 UMPs brought into this round will gain them some utility. The smoke going to be thrown out into the top of mid. So we'll allow potentially some space to be gathered. They are really gambling into this mid play though, and look at where the T's are currently standing. 3 within the Palace. Some would call Fnatic royalty, but they're going to go running out on towards the A site. NATO just trying to hold it down, but he can't do anything. S-Tag has at least rotated in with the AWP, but he's going to be smoked off. We'll look to just try and buy a little bit of time with the Incendiary, force them out of position. There's a gap in it as well that he'll be able to capitalize on. Now, it doesn't seem like such a bad scenario for the CT side. The utility of Fnatic has all but been expended.
But the bomb, it's not really in a clean position to plant. They have Connector still open, staircase as well. Twist is trying to help watch it with a player of Crims. Even Jungle could peek in. He's going to try to plant inside the smoke now. Eventually getting the bomb down, but now it's going to be a 3-on-4 after plant situation. No utility to use on the side of Fnatic. And Heroic still have quite a bit left to go.
I think he thought Crims was someone on the other team. Just had to second guess. Luckily he didn't shoot. We'll spot out Freiburg. Not in one of the better positions to fight this, but he uses the Incendiary. Twist is forced forward. Crims now caught out, and they know exactly where Exist is as well. It's a spray through, and Freiburg gets it at distance with the UMP. Now Crims not in a position to defend this bomb, and somehow they manage to get away with 4 people left alive. Heroic again. Another strong round from them, a strong retake, and they now sit there 4-3.
And considering they had 2 umps at the start of that round too, Tom. So important they're able to win that round, especially the 4 people left alive and recover the weapons. Really helps the economy and helps bolster a potential loss coming back through. Look at Stavin, 10 kills.
Yeah, he's been having a fantastic series so far. In fact, the whole team has been playing very well, but let's see what Fnatic can do in this round. They get the bomb down in the last. They've got themselves pistols to play with in this one. And we saw them sneak around on Nuke with just a few Deegs and a CZ, so we know that it's possible for them. They'll also invest into high amounts of utility. This does look like they're setting up from some sort of smoke execute on towards the A site, which normally if you do put down like the wall of smokes or just sort of the standard setup, it can be quite comfortable to get the bomb down, but just look at the aggression coming out from the CT side. It's like they expect this. This is wonderful. They're going to catch Twist with a nade in his hand. He, in fact, had the majority of the utility in this round. He invested far more than anyone else, and this is straight away just going to be Fnatic going, well, what do we do now? Do we try and go back, set that smoke up again? Or do we have to adapt? And well, the pressure's going to be on Exist here to try and make some sort of call. We know that there'll probably now be a smoke missing unless they're going to go back and retrieve the other.
Might be the CT smoke then. Actually, it looks like it will be, which allows us to tag with the AWP to be even more effective. However, they're continuing just to challenge straight on the ramp, and that investment out of Fnatic not working out for them. However, they still have the money to buy up. Not as cleanly as they would have hoped to. Crims going straight for the SG and the head armor, not going for any utility. We have a little bit of a pause coming in. It looks like this is of the technical variety.
We have seen a few uncharacteristic slow starts from Crims, but it is worth mentioning that when we saw this yesterday, he got 1 kill in the first half and then ended up as one of the top fraggers on Fnatic when they won versus Greyhound. So he's definitely able to switch it up on the CT side. And we know as well that this is a map where he pretty much has a position that everybody knows he's going to be playing. It's just no one can really do anything about it. He is a strong stairs connector player. So we'll get to witness that in the next half. But as you mentioned, it does feel like if Heroic get too far gone, they're not seeming like a team who's going to crumble under the pressure. Like we saw it in the last map, Fnatic started to turn the tide, bring things back, got it a little bit closer, and then Heroic just closed it out. Like they didn't even make it look like they were sweating. So if they can again get off to a big lead, then I don't see Fnatic bringing this back.
I'm sorry, I just feel like we're like watching Mario Kart right now. I don't know. I feel like he's like making a racetrack and going around the map. Is that just me? But I agree. Yeah, I think Heroic, if they continue this kind of pace here, Fnatic might be looking at elimination, which is so crazy to think that in day 2 of the tournament, playing the entire season, you could be knocked out already, especially off the back of Heroic playing so well. Stavin, 10 kills, really leading the way for his team. That crucial clutch a couple rounds prior. And let's see now, as we head into round 9. Wow, that was perfect. That was literally perfect. It like got around at the right moment.
I bet he has a massive grin on his face.
Oh, Crims not gonna. There's a massive frown on his face as he gets caught looking the wrong way. BlameF gets 2. They've locked down control of middle. Bomb down there as well, and JW exists now with 2 left alive. Not gonna be too happy about this, Tom.
Ooh. NATO is gonna be spotted out. Blame with another. He's again been another hugely influential player within this series. JW is going to be able to pick off 1. A second, not quite going to come in. Blame will be there to save his teammate. But again, I think it has to be highlighted as well when it comes to crucial rounds within this series so far, or say there's a pause, or say something comes in, every time Heroic then go and win that round. Like, they throw something in. So when it was the T side of Nuke, what they were doing was every time there seemed to be a pause, they then ran into the A side. So anything that Fnatic had set up, anything the time they had to talk, it just meant that they basically just went, we're going to do something that will counter anything you could have come up with. Because
well, they're taking the fight into their own hands, right? Because the pause is typically like, all right, yeah, we're Fnatic. What can we do in this round? What can we cause? Or what can we, like, what kind of strategy? And Heroic's like, no, we're going to control the pace of the game still, even with your pause, and just rush.
Yeah, you don't normally sit there for 30 seconds and then go, let's do a default. Like, it'll be a bit, like some
maybe
teams
not your matchmaking games.
Some teams do, just as a counter to what Heroic are currently doing. But after the pause there, what they decide, okay, they've got a buy coming in. Let's aggressively take middle. Let's fight them straight away. They win the duels, and then anything that Fnatic, okay, we got 2v5 now. You're not going to be able to do the initial strategy you had.
The thing is that Heroic's been able to win quite a few of these rounds lately with quite a few people left alive. So their bank is getting going. Even if they lose a couple of rounds here, they should be, you know, fairly well off. But with the pistols coming out of Fnatic, it looks like this should ideally be another round that Heroic should take, up to 7-3. But we'll see. Looks like it's going to be a push in towards A, as 2 players, JW and Brolin, going to be making their way through underpass. But Nato's going to be in the vicinity. Well, not really. BlameF's gonna be in the vicinity.
Ooh, that's an AWP. That's an aggressive play coming out. That'll be into the hands of Crims. We're yet to see much from him so far. NATO's gonna be left blind, and they're walking into each other. They start spamming in the smoke. He tries to run past, but is caught. Blame also missing as well. It seems like every player's made a mistake in this round so far from Heroic. He'll be left onto Freiberg and Stown to try and turn this back. They've started well, but Freiberg tunneled in, is gonna be caught out, and now it's left onto the youngster once again. We've seen him win these, but this is a tough situation. They all know exactly where he is, and Crims will put him down. You can't make those mistakes versus Fnatic. They will punish you.
How many times is Fnatic going to win a pistol buy-up round? They literally did it on Nuke. They did it here yet again. I mean, luckily, Heroic still have a decent amount of money, so they should be able to buy up here, but these are rounds you shouldn't really be losing. And yet Fnatic's able to almost consistently be able to win these rounds.
I think that's really interested me is I don't know if this has been an active change, but we haven't actually seen NATO AWP at all. And that was one of the main reasons he was brought into this team, was as the AWPer. He replaced Mertz, but it seems like S-Tag's now taken that role instead, and he's gone back to rifling. I don't know if it's just due to comfort, but he didn't AWP at all on Nuke. He is not taking it on this map, so I don't know. Maybe he's fallen back into rifling, which maybe that's something I just missed, but...
You think your bestie wouldn't tell you that?
Mainly we just talk about clothes, like, you know, like socks, like beautiful socks. It's not
or
so
XMs.
Much, yeah. I know that he's probably not going to use that gun.
Next round, XM.
I'd love him even more if he did.
He's cheating on you if he pulls out an XM out of nowhere.
Oh, no, I'd love it. It would be like a surprise birthday party. Right. I'd be like, oh.
Speaking of birthdays, you're really bad with them, if I remember correctly.
I was a day late.
But either way, Fnatic, though, have to be very happy and a little bit proud they're able to come back in that round. All starting with Crims taking S-Tag in Palace. And we're going to have to be a lot more careful here. If they lose this round, they cannot afford to buy up yet again. They've thrown everything into this round. 4 AUGs and the AWP. I don't think it can get much better than this for them.
There we go again. They're coming to expect a player to be there. Blame's made that push quite a few times now. Smoke going to be thrown into middle, but it does have a little bit of a gap to the side. JW going to go running through, and they're starting to win these duels now. NATO court, it's down court as well. Blame F won't be able to do anything, and it's left onto Freiburg. There's a few low players. S-Tag here as well with the AWP. He's going to be forced out of position. Freiburg actually manages another one here. He's brought things at least back a little bit. There's only 20 seconds left on the clock, and they don't have that much control to actually get themselves the bomb down. In fact, it's going to be right on the edge of the smoke that S-Tag's currently behind. Shot missed initially, but he does manage to connect. The second time, there's only 10 seconds left. He just has to burn down this clock as Freiburg can just survive. They're going to go running to the site. I think they've just about got the plan. But there's the shot through the boxes. What is that from Freiburg? Oh my God, how does he, oh, I'm done. I've got to walk away. That's disgusting.
Excuse me, production. Tom's going to change of pants right now because that was insane. Freiburg, the spray down through the box to stop the bomb from going down. And then even the finisher with the USP. I was just going to say, Heroic losing that round off of losing duels, one-on-one duels. We saw the miss on short to exist. We saw JW run straight through in connector to take down Nato. And S-Tag and Freiburg. Freiburg, more importantly, coming up massive. I think that was 4 kills for him, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. Like, just to hit that right at the end after S-Tag burns the clock down to within a second of them being able to plant anyway. And he does, like, I said it wrong. He does actually hit both shots with the AWP. I think one's a leg.
Yeah,
so it's actually not enough. But...
Oh, there's a surprise caster coming in here, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I am actually being replaced.
Yeah,
that did
see
happen.
Pansy walk by?
That did happen on the desk once in summer already, so maybe she's come to replace me again.
Maybe me. Maybe she's going to tell me to go back to Overwatch.
It would balance out the height a little bit, at least.
She's not that much taller than you. Well, now Heroic up 7-4. Again, like, even though they lost 4 players and they won, even though they won the round, they still lost 4 players, right? So their economy is still in a rough position. They're still not sitting all too pretty. An FAMAS or 2. To be very careful and respectful of Palace, as we saw Crims already take down S-Tag before in a round or 2 prior. Looks like the action is going to be coming in towards middle. Smokes to come through. Blame F playing this one safe. I feel like that's the smart play considering that Heroic has been losing so many of these duels lately.
This is really interesting. Actually, Crims with basically nothing in this round. So he's taken the full hit for the team in terms of their economy. This time we see CT side completely change up. They've negated middle control completely. Just going to stack up on the B site. Oh, twist though. He's able to find their opener. Zaban boosted up. Will be S-Tag to go down. So ramp control is going to be gained by NATO just as a sort of switch, and we'll see Blame rotate in. Probably going to be able to or at least try and retrieve the AWP. The thing is, though, him moving is a problem, and Brolin getting that kill makes things even worse. We need Freiburg to go massive again, and this time Brolin is not going to allow him the chance. The B site falls completely into the control of this T side, and while now it's just the saving effort, but JW still lurking in the jungle.
I don't imagine we're going to see BlameF save the AWP. And Nato maybe trying to look for an upgrade somewhere if he possibly can. But yeah, Fnatic with Twist taking on S-Tag, trying to peek in towards Connector. Completely opens up that push, and BlameF will punish JW to at least get 1 kill. Not a lot of money on the side of Fnatic, as well as they have to be a little bit respectful. But they would love to take that op out of the hands of BlameF. And yeah, as you mentioned before, Nato has not been picking up for the side of Heroic. It's been mostly S-Tag, if not completely S-Tag.
Yeah.
And we've not even seen a double op setup out of Heroic at all either.
Yeah, that is a surprise. But to be fair, like on Nuke at least, his rifling was really good. Like, well, I think you said he finished, was he top of the board?
He was plus 13 at the end of Nuke, 23
so, like,
and 10.
That's the thing though, like, he's always been a player who can play both. But he would always just AWP in teams because I don't think there were that many people who were like prolific AWPers. So if S-Tag wants to do it and he feels comfortable and he wants to rifle and it works, I think it's very easy for them to decide.
I'm not
just
following.
Go for that.
I don't know. It's like a math problem I can't follow.
1 + 1 = 3.
Still don't know how that works.
Well, it's going to be a pause called for Heroic. Fnatic now starting to grind out some of these rounds. And
how did you gauge Nato as an opper? If you were to like categorize him in like traits as an opper, what, like explosive player, good person to put to hold an angle, good opener. What would you kind of credit him for?
I feel like it was a bit of a balanced AWPer. Like I think that he definitely can hit some of the crazy shots, but I wouldn't put him on like the same level as some of the like top AWPers. I think he was just a bit more consistent in a lot of the plays. So.
Okay. So MSL-esque maybe? But maybe not looking for as many early picks?
I don't know. I think MSL is actually quite a passive AWPer a lot of the time.
Okay.
Like, I think when he's most successful, he's actually very passive. And just like if you watched, when we watched him on Inferno, it was take a pick, then fall back to another angle.
Yeah.
Then try and take a pick, then fall back. Like, it wasn't like he was re-peaking angles. Like, I would say that MSL fairly passive in his play. I think NATO not so much. But I also think that his AWPing is purely down to confidence as well. So I think maybe that might be the thing. Like, just like, okay, I'm not feeling the AWP today, so I'll rifle.
Stavin. My man gets the bomb down, recovers a gun as well. He has an AUG, and he has a clear angle to just completely mow down anyone that comes towards his direction. 3 players going to be there. Twist going to lead the charge. If he can take down Twist, there's a good chance that Heroic can come back into this round. First shot comes through, and Twist is going to drop him, and most likely drop the chances of Heroic taking an 8th round here, at least for now, in this first half. Yeah. BlameF, yeah, he's going to get caught out here. So 6-7 in favor of Heroic still.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I still expect to see Fnatic better on their CT side. So all in all, I'm getting a little bit worried now for Heroic. Like, they had some big rounds coming out from like Freiburg and Staum, which have made this half a little bit closer. But when it comes to the more dominant rounds, it's been Fnatic able to do it. And a lot of the time, we've seen JW starting to step up, Twist as well, getting them openers with the AWP, and Brolin has been fantastic. So this is going to be just a pure eco, aggressive push into middle. Twist about to peek into multiple players. Exist trying his best to save him and will be able to do just that. However, they've knocked a couple of players fairly low. But in the meantime, smart play coming out from JW alongside Crims. They know that they lost a lot of map control, so they're going to opt to take map control somewhere else. The A site left open. NATO still manages one, really wants that AK. They're not going to be able to retrieve it. In fact, just moves it slightly further. They've still got Exist and Twist both low. It's not impossible they steal this round away. The thing that worries me is the fact that Brolin's full HP and he has been clinical.
I believe that nade knocked away the AK as well. That was thrown earlier towards stairs that we saw Nato trying to pick up. Indirectly working out for Fnatic. And yeah, Stavin maybe trying to make it expensive, but again, we're going into the last round and a half anyways, so clutch your kick here time for him. And there's no way you're going to clutch that. And that will now be potentially a Fnatic first half lead. Considering how the game started here, I think they'd be very happy with that.
Is that, what, 3-4 rounds in a row now?
It would be 3.
Yeah, I think the one where they ran out of time based off Freiburg was the one in the middle. So
right. So it should technically be 5 then if that didn't happen.
Yeah. They have started to become a bit more dominant. It was literal hero plays that stopped that from happening. This is the map that we expected them to take. That's Tag again. He now brings up the AUG. It's going to be Stown on the AWP instead. Again, that's based off him buying a glass cannon one. Twist looking for a trade back. It's going to be handed to him, but Freiburg peaks. Again, just turning things from a 4v3 to 3v2. Nado just jump spotting. Don't know if he actually saw Crims. Looking to try and sneak through, and Crims just decimates him on the site. Blame now with the knowledge that he's there. Stown looking to rotate in. Still bear in mind he doesn't have any armor. Crims just basically trying to hold to allow his teammate the chance to cross towards the site. It will be spotted, and Brolin's going to go down. It's left all onto Crims, but Stown will close things out. Heroic at least manage to take the half with a victory, but a strong comeback from Fnatic at least makes things as close as they can be. We'll be back after the break to see if Fnatic are going to be going home or if a third map will be needed.
Well, Fnatic have been able to come back in this match, taking quite a few rounds for the later ends of that first half, now at 7-8 with Heroic in the lead of the scoreline. However, now Heroic are on the T side and are 8 rounds away from sending Fnatic home and advancing through further into the tournament. But obviously, Fnatic are looking to advance on further. We still have G2 to come up against Cloud9 later on today. That'll be our next match whenever this one does finish. So make sure you guys stick around for that one. But Tom, I wanted to ask you something, but I just don't know what to ask. Because now I know. I asked you if you were a flavor of ice cream. I don't think you ever answered that one.
I said something with caramel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is that the only like off-topic question you have? I hope it is, because it looks like they're going to go into B in a moment. And there's already a stack in play for the CT side. They've got 3 players around this angle. They've left Brolin alone. The smokes are going to start to fall in. A good read coming out from the side of Fnatic, but Exist not going to be able to connect the initial shots. Twist, however, will from short.
Oh.
And in fact, he gets a second as well. Exist now chimes in to help out. And this is looking problematic. The T's need a couple of quick frags, but they're going to get back into this one, and Exist not allowing it.
Jeez.
2 more to his name. And a fantastic pistol round coming out from Fnatic. A good read alongside crisp headshots.
Yeah, crisp headshots indeed. Him and Twist, like, doing some serious work there. Twist over towards short, Exist in towards sight. That's exactly what they needed to start off strong, again, on this CT side. And you already talked about him on CT side when it comes to any map. And now we're going to get to see Crims play the position that he's known for here on Mirage, at least. This little scout shot does come in. As the tag gets the tag. Been saving that one. I know you're proud of me.
Did he even hit it? I thought it was NATO had it, then threw it back.
Could have been.
Either way.
But he has a scout now, so I'm giving him credit.
I'm not sure, because I saw him run away at the end, so I wonder if that was just he had the better spawn.
I hope it wasn't, because then why is NATO not just opping? Just give him the op.
I don't know.
I mean, we saw Stavin hit 2 great shots at the end of the last round. In the end of the last round of the first half. Looks like Brolin's going to have a little bit of company here towards A. In the meantime, we do still have Stavin, speaking of him, in towards middle. Problem is, Exist is going to be there watching from short, and now the push is going to come through, and it's going to be a relatively clean round for Fnatic.
Yeah, this force buy failing miserably, and, well, NATO at least manages 1 with the Deke. And a second as well, fadeaway shot. Is he going to go back for more? Shouldn't get anything else from there. Does he actually get Twist?
Yeah.
He does. That's disgusting. He died so fast, it doesn't even look like he gets the kill, but, well, he's made things costly. Could even go for another one if he wanted to, but I imagine he may save that cash, even if he doesn't want to warp. I think it'd be nice if somebody's able to get it on the other side, and him with 3,300 will be able to purchase one. And actually, S-Tag is going to be kind and hand him over a Deeg, so give him another chance to take the shot. And then also have that AWP going into the next round. So not much invested. This one's all going to be about making some money for the CTs.
Twist actually taking some damage over towards the B side. Looks like Blame has been able to connect a shot on towards them. Actually, could be a massive kill if he somehow picks this off, actually. Then that really applies pressure for Fnatic to rotate around. Stavin's going to push up, and Brolin takes a chunk of damage, but the head off of Stavin. I believe I'm trying to play patient here. Eventually will force the rotate to come in out of Exist to give him a little bit of attention, but that's just due to the fact that Heroic have lost so many people over towards the A side anyways. And that will be Fnatic taking the next round, and now Heroic going to be able to buy up. And I kind of really want to see NATO play the AWP, but he's going to be passing it off. What kind of spawn does S-Attack have, actually?
The worst one's down, but... And NATO, to be honest. It's much of a muchness. Neither of them really have the proper mid-spawn. Still looks like he's going to be going for the peak, though. They're maybe going to wait for a little bit of utility. And in fact, it's just going to be a passive hold. Crims able to do a nice amount of damage. Oh, in fact, Stound's going to burn very low. Ran through the Molotov, maybe hoping he could catch someone off with the aggression. Instead, he's been the one marked low. Already, Freiberg's going to be caught out from Crims again. We expect a lot from him around this connector. There's been pressure on him to pretty much hold down this position for years, and he does it quite well.
Oh, about a minute and 10 left to go. No necessary hurry here out of Heroic, but it looks like they're potentially favoring towards this. I was going to say favoring towards the B site. However, Crims still being connectors, causing a nuisance. Smoke going to come in to allow him to peek towards the high side, and S-Tag is going to be there. Just completely burning up connector JW. Not going to be touched by these flames. But I wonder if they have any inkling of where Exist is, because he's been the one who's been holding onto the B site with Twist. And Twist only with the MP9. It's not really going to be able to fare too well as the rest of Heroic can come barreling in. But then again, Stavin's low, Nato's a little bit low.
They've got the right read as well. They're already going to start rotating a second player in the form of Brolin on towards the side. They've got JW in the connector, but he's going to lose that battle. That might put a little bit of doubt in their mind, but the late Molotov's going to make things very difficult. Brolin will burn down one. They've only got 14 seconds left on the clock. And
they're saving.
They have to save, yeah. That one late Incendiary is what wins them the round all on its own. While the CT side, they may not get to retrieve any of the weaponry, but this is more money into their pockets, and they've still got 2 of the SMGs from the previous round. Oh,
yeah, they
make 1.
Well, they upgraded into the AUGs there, so working out well for them. And Fnatic are, again, back off to a strong start. A third map would be Overpass if we still do need it. And Fnatic obviously want to take it to that third and final map here. I'm actually curious. I want to see. The mainstream is covering North versus FaZe. Currently, North are in the lead 1-0 as they won Inferno 16-4. North over FaZe. They'll be heading over to Mirage as well. So if you want to see how that match goes, you can always tune in over there on the mainstream or stay here with us, more importantly, because Fnatic and Heroic is what it's all about at the moment. Brolin, I feel like this should be a fight that he's going to win if S-Tag comes around this corner. It looks like Stavin was kind of trying to cause a little bit of disruption over towards B. And Brolin will indeed win out on that trade, but as cleanly as you'd like to, that naked to come through and should eliminate him. And there you go. Nato is able to turn that back towards his side. But Exist immediately right after, able to help keep that man advantage.
Smoke's going to go down. Already you can start seeing a little bit of aggression into mid, so there's a chance that Crims will be coming around on the flank fairly soon, and JW up above is going to close out NATO, leave Freiburg and Stown, 2 of the heroes of the first map, to try and save them here. Stown has at least retrieved the AWP, but they've got no utility left. This should now be impossible. They basically have to kill everyone if they're going to win this, and just look at the position of Crims. I talked about the flank as he was pushing mid, but now it starts to come into fruition. He's more just waiting patiently. Stown is at least going to spot and know that there's a couple of players in towards CT. The thing is, there's not really much they can do about it. The only benefit of this is there's a good chance that they could actually get a plant down in towards Connector, but they don't know that. Twist gets spotted, Spray looking to go through, neither player really connecting, but in the end, Fnatic slaughter the last couple and keep 4 alive and take a 4-round lead.
At this pace, I'm finding it hard to believe that Heroic can come back on Mirage. Fnatic have not really been struggling in these rounds.
No, this is a map that their CT side has been good on for years. Like, it is very difficult to break them down. I've seen them get absolutely slaughtered on the first half before. I remember a game, it was actually in WSG at the European Finals, where they managed to beat Astralis before they went on their unbelievable run after being dominated in the first half. Then they go on to the CT side and they pretty much win every single round. Like, their CT side of this map has been good. Now, obviously, the roster has changed over time, but some of the big elements of this CT side is JW and is Crims, and they have not changed. Brolin being added in, he just seems to strengthen this map for them even more because, wow, he's just clinical. Like, he really is fantastic at playing that A site. I think Heroic are going to have to throw something in special and really step up their game if they're going to have a chance of turning this around. And well, by the looks of things, the attempted push will be on towards that B site. Setting up their nades, utility already be expended to slow them down as the flashbangs go through and they charge B.
Oh, Exist is looking to shut down this charge like a Matador up against the bull. And he'll get one. Twist is there waiting as well. And unfortunately for Heroic, not really able to get any damage done. They get 1 kill into JW, but 1 kill's not going to be enough. And Fnatic will now be up 13-8. A nice 5-round lead for them. And we're going to see Heroic back on the bye here in round 22.
Yep, looking like it'll be one of their last attempts, unless they manage to get a bomb down. They will have the loss bonus starting to build up behind them, but they are, well, I say starting to build up. It is built up. They are yet to win a round so far, and it is 6 in a row for Fnatic, and they haven't really broken a sweat just yet. JW looking to try and challenge from Connector once again. We actually see some short aggression coming out, abandoning this B site just to give them the presence in mid that they want. Give JW the support, but he peeks a little bit too far.
I think his gun was spotted by S-Tag when he went for the peek the first time.
Oh, okay, Crims. Really wanted that AWP, and that's actually given a double opener. They're going to go watching onto short, maybe expecting some sort of aggression to come out from the CT side after being 2 men down, but nothing coming.
I mean, Fnatic completely split across the map. Player towards CT spawn, a player towards A player towards B. Someone could have an outstanding individual play. There could technically be a chance. However, stopping its information that exists is going to be there. Now the last bit of utility, at least in terms of smoke, is going to be expended for Exist. Now he's going to rotate back. They're actually trying to read into this play. And they've made it, more realistic by taking down Stavin. The problem is they've ditched the B site. And that's where Heroic are looking to set this bomb down and make a little home for it.
Yeah, Blame will just lurk around and try and hold some of these players in. T-side not really going to be hunting these remaining players as their economy is not so much in a position to do so. Exist. Oh, we actually get stinked, but we'll be able to survive. And I wonder if this is going to kickstart something. I doubt it, because he is so incredibly low, and it looks like they are still just going to be going for the save, but may want to just try and hold a couple of players in for the exit. The CT side money is, well, pretty damn good. It's only going to be JW and Brolin with a little bit less in the accounts, but with Exist with almost 12,000 once this round ends, I don't think they're going to be worrying too much. But thankfully, Heroic do get themselves back on the board. So they're not out of this just yet, but it kind of has to be the build from here. They need to start getting some cleaner rounds, and they need to start basically just winning outright without having these sort of problems that they've had early on. 13-9. Of course, there's a buyback in.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, one round is not going to be enough to really kickstart the engine that Heroic need to drive forward the rest of this map. But if they can get, 2, maybe 3 in a row, I think this is where things could start to come back for them. They're not going to have to kind of change up their plans and look for a different way to deal with the machine that Heroic has going their way. And everyone on Fnatic's side's playing well. I mean, what, 19-13? So 6 kill difference between number 1, number 2. Or sorry, number 1, number 5.
Yeah, and the person with the least frags has the highest damage. So that's always a good prospect for them. And the fact that they're winning this with Crims, well, basically not lighting up the server is even more impressive. He is normally one of the catalyst players on this. But here we go. Looking to try and continue their streak of rounds. Just a minor hiccup of Heroic stealing one away. And mainly that was because of aggression. Like, that was about it. It was JW peeking into mid and then Crims trying to get the AWP back. Yep. That was the first 2 kills. Other than that, they then just pushed into B. So ultimately, it wasn't really Heroic winning a round. It was more so Fnatic losing one. So we'll have to wait and see if that can be repeated by the Danish side, or if it is just going to be a one and done and then back to the streak from Heroic. That was the first round they've managed to win so far. Once again, we're going to see them try and set something up into the B site, but they haven't actually been given the kills on this side of the map. Like, you have to remember last round, the reason they were taking B is because there was no one there. And they'd stacked A.
Well, now with 50 seconds left, it looks like the pace might start to be picked up here. Twist looking for the shot in middle against S-Tag, eventually able to get the spray down onto him after missing quite a few shots here. Now Heroic have to be forced to fight with a man down. The Molotov blocking off any sort of progression. JW is well taken on Natu in the middle. The bomb is now going to be down. And Crimson Connector just sitting highly perched up above the smoke. Flamef's going to see JW. And he's get himself another kill in this round. So now a little bit more realistic. However, the time is becoming a major factor here, Tom. 15 seconds left to go. They're going to be rushing in towards this B site, and there's going to be Twist waiting.
Yeah, and he knows it as well. Oh, no, that's as painful as it gets. They get caught out by Exist, and Well, Twist is able to close another round for Fnatic, and it did look like Heroic were in that sort of one-and-done scenario, unable to do anything consistently over on this T side. And it was what worried me going into this map. Fnatic CT side of Mirage has always been good, and it is right here and right now. 14-9. T side coming with a last-ditch effort. They've got some AKs, they've got some pistols, and a hell of a lot of utility, looking like they're going to try and brute force this B site once again. It hasn't been successful in the times they've tried it before, and I'm surprised they haven't had a smoke out at this point. If you want to run into the site, because they've Molotoved it each time. S-Tag goes for the entry, but Twist is there to start things once again. It's him and Exist just holding back with these AUGs. A gun that's been nerfed for a reason, but not in our patch. Nice work, though, by the Ts. They at least managed to turn things into a possible scenario. Crims and JW rotate into the position. Incendiary thrown down to try and force someone into the open. Brolin, I'm not even sure they're going for this because he's taking so long to rotate. I wonder if they're sort of hesitating at whether or not they take the fights.
Maybe some exit frags as well. Are hoping that someone on Heroic does peek a corner that they can get the man advantage with, but they're slowly starting to back away. So it looks like Fnatic will give this one up. Try not to donate over anything extra to Heroic's side. And Heroic should be able to get to double digits now. Keeping this score lead for Fnatic, but only 4. Are they going to push in after the bomb explodes for some kills? Okay, I was kind of hoping for it there, as you can see, Nato. Off to the left-hand side. So, one and done technically did happen, but Heroic now able to take 2 in the last 3 rounds. But again, I guess it was a little bit of a moment of brilliance. Stavin able to get that first frag to open up that site.
I think the utility as well, and just the overall strategy from Fnatic, like holding from short with the AUGs, just when the incendiaries fell down, they got a bit stuck. So, again, there's still a lot of rounds that are needed. Crim's going to get aggressive into the Palace. Blame expects it. He's been a headshot machine throughout the day so far. And now they look to just execute off the back of that opening pick. Brolin in the back lines is spraying through, doing a hell of a lot of damage. Manages to close out Freiberg, and the nade that's thrown towards him does little to nothing. NATO getting tagged as well. Brolin doing so much in terms of damage. A trade comes in towards the jungle connector area. But JW's still lurking around behind the smoke, and Stown even getting tagged up. Brolin still going strong. A second kill for him, but even just the damage he's done to the remaining 2 players may be enough. And I think Stown knows he needs to get aggressive. So does Blame, just trying to put this round into their favor. That Stown's got the right angle. He's waiting patiently for JW to peek. He'll come round, and that will be the pick for him at least. Went to the 1 versus 1. The youngsters facing off against each other. The spray through the box won't connect. The nade will go towards Brolin, but he gets it anyway. It's so close to him going down. And he just about has the defuse. It is the young Swede to triumph over the young Dame with 4 kills to his name and 23-12.
That's the perfect moment you could hope for the young star on your team to really stand out. As you mentioned, the 4K as well. 2 of those were through smoke.
Yeah.
I believe as they entered the site. And Stavin almost pulled off an amazing play himself. Able to take down JW, able to stall for time against Brolin. That flash coming through.
The nade he threw was sick as well. Like, it does so much damage if he just hits 1 more bullet through the box.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Brolin.
He's just not done. He's just waking up. Blame F again, as you mentioned, the headshot machine. And he's actually gotten control of A. Now that we look at it, if you look at the minimap, no one's in this position. Blame F is trying to spot out anyone towards CT spawn. S-Tag takes down Brolin in middle. The bombs will be rotating through T spawn. Unfortunately, S-Tag's not able to drop Exist, but still going to be down to a 2-on-2. Blame F with 3 HP, who's going to take control of CT spawn and might be able to tuck his way in neatly here.
Yeah, as long as Stown can cross, then they actually have a very good setup for this. He can just plant in default. Doesn't really need to over-aggress.
Oh, Twist is checking corners. I think he knows Blame's going to be here.
Oh, it doesn't matter, though. He's been so good, 3 HP. Doesn't even give a chance to Twist. And now Exist, 28 of his own. Now the money actually starts to become a problem for Fnatic. He's just going to have to save. So it will be 15-11. The problem I'm having, though, is we haven't really seen any streaks of rounds coming out from Heroic. I think this is, no, it's still just one. Like every time they've won one and then Fnatic have bounced back.
So you want to hear a nice little stat here for you?
Sure, go for it.
So Blame F has 7 2+ kill rounds, even though they only have 11 total.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And Brolin has 8.
Yeah, Brolin's been a tank. 25 kills total.
Actually, no, here's a better one for you. Blame F has 8 2+ kill rounds. He's 7-0 in opening duels.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The thing is, it's normally that he wins the first duel and he gets dinked, but he also dinks the other player. But he's got an AK.
Yeah. But 7-0, like he's not lost an opening duel. That's amazing. And I feel like if they could utilize it a little bit better, if he can continue that pace, there's a good chance. The problem is they're up against a major stack here. If they pick up the speed, they could be running in directly to a trap. But Exist has fallen already. Fnatic's trying to burn out Sandwich. Trying to turn it into more of a panini, I guess.
Ooh.
I know you're a big Sandwich fan. But they smartly do back off and are looking to rotate towards B. I feel like this is important. Obviously, it potentially is the final round of the map for them. But there is a legitimate chance we could get to overtime here if Heroic can keep this up.
The question is, do Fnatic make any sort of call in time? They've still got JW with the AWP, so he's not really going to want to risk too much. And this is one of those rounds where you gamble stack for 2 reasons. Obviously, there's the chance you can actually win the round. But the other thing is, if you put that AWP within the stack, the chances are it's going to be possible to save it. Now, Blame's going to spot it. This is where they now, just continue their aggression in towards this site. JW's not going to be there soon enough to help, so it's going to be all on to Twist. Spamming shots away with the Deeg and won't get anything done. Now JW's in, but should he be making more of a decision to save? And, he's caught out because of it. And the T-side don't need to try and retrieve this. Brolin has actually got himself an AK. Won't be able to hold on to that for long. Can Crims get it? I think he's trying to jump to retrieve it. Oh, will it blast the AK back to him? I think that's what he just tried to do. Like, throw it over the top so it pushes the AK off. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and I'd have to do something pretty impressive with this USP. 15-12. Buy in the next round. Still not going to be perfect for Fnatic, but as you can see, they're going to be going for it the second they can.
Yeah, it's still like a really shoddy buy. I mean, you have FAMAS in there and Ump in there. You have the utility, yes. I'm just waiting for when's the moment they're going to make a mid play happen. Like, get aggressive. Like, again, they have rounds to play with still technically, but at the same rate, you don't want to give too many over to Heroic where they have a chance and they get the confidence back to throw it into overtime. And I know you had your fair share of them back at DreamHack over the weekend.
Yes.
Let's get a new record of 9 overtimes in an official match. JW gets tagged up here by S-Tag. No way to convert that into a kill just yet, but then again, JW peeks the second time, and S-Tag's not going to miss this time.
Oh, Grim executes one, and Brolin actually with another straight back. That lead is quickly diminished, and Blame's got to be careful. Playing around that connector spot. Oh no, doesn't spot out Exist. There's a smoke in the way. They're both back to back. I think Exist might be about to win one of those first opening duels. It's not so much of a duel, more of a stab in the back. But they're going to go rotating now in towards this B site. Twist ready and waiting, closes the first and closes out the map as well. Fnatic win their choice, and they will take us over to the third and final map of Overpass, each team winning their respective choice.